ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. I am your grateful host. And in studio with me, my main man, Jamie Angel.
What is cracking? It's Friday!
Woo! Hooray!
Bring it.
And if you weren't awake,
Hello.
Happy Friday, guys. Even with all the stuff going on, God took the time to make today. He took the time to believe in all of us enough to give us air in our lungs. What will we do with it? What will we do with it? Let's talk about it, shall we? Okay, so we're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios before we dive in. Also, Rumble. Let me see you over there at rumble.com. You can look up the Josh Guillory Show, go from there, and have yourself a good time. What do you think about that?
I think that's a great idea.
Weren't you talking about some kind of like purchase or something? Someone,
Man, Martha Jean.
What's happening?
Martha Jean found out. Bear with me.
All right,
Martha Jean found herself some beaded nipples.
Jamie.
Listen.
What is this obsession?
It's like I don't know what her deal is. It's like a replicated nipple made out of beads, and she pins them to her shirt. Like, she is the most vile woman.
So no longer cuts, just wow.
Yeah, well, because she got fussed and almost got arrested.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I was like, Martha Jean, like.
Oh, Chad DeSarmo is joining our team, by the way. Chad, what festival y'all have in?
Gotta put a microphone in front of him.
C'est bon. Yeah, that's the festival she got kicked out of. Martha Jean. And I think that's what it was with the.
Yeah.
You might not know this, but there's a little lady that we'll tell you all about it. But yeah, she's unfortunately had some indecent exposure or whatever. But police chief handled it. It's all good.
She's a big proponent of the free the nipple
I don't understand
movement,
it.
she doesn't have children, so I just
she went to that one place that one time. But anyway.
Oh, she's just vile.
All right, let's get back to serious. We got to be serious, and here is an update on the most serious thing that we have on our plate, which is one of the most, if not the most, and that's the political assassination of Charlie Kirk, and that's what it was. It was a political assassination. So let's get a little update. The New York Times live desk is what I looked at. Also, Utah officials do report that there is a suspect in custody. We saw that. The president was on Fox News earlier. He confirmed. He's the one that announced it, actually, this morning. The suspect's name is Tyler Robinson. He's 22 years old. He surrendered last night at a sheriff's office in Washington County, Utah. That's about 250 miles from Utah Valley University. So he made his distance a little bit. Utah's governor says investigators believe he acted alone. All right, few little facts. Robinson being held without bail on suspicion of a whole slew of things, starting with aggravated murder. A family member is the one who reached out to a family friend who contacted law enforcement after Robinson allegedly either confessed or kind of like implied responsibility. Investigators credit the family for helping bring him in peacefully. I do too. Good job. I mean, look, that's hard.
Well, I heard his dad was a sheriff's deputy, and he actually detained him, held him, made sure he didn't go anywhere until they came and picked him up. That's just one report I heard.
I didn't. Yeah, I forgot you mentioned that. Wow, if that's the case, but man, that's got to be hard. I know that. Couldn't even imagine. Hey, it's a sad situation, man, for everybody. Surveillance shows a few more facts that we need to remember. Surveillance is showing that a Dodge Challenger arrived near campus just hours before Charlie was shot. Officials say physical evidence, social media messages, and statements to relatives do tie Robinson to the crime. A rifle near campus was found with unfired cartridges engraved with these little phrases. Officials cited, "Hey, fascist, catch." That's what one of the cartridges, you can engrave on these. "Hey, fascist, catch." That's what this little guy had to say. And then the next one is Bello Ciao, which is an anti-fascist anthem amongst the extreme. Gaming controller references were also there, and other online culture lines all throughout the cartridges that were not spent. Authorities say these inscriptions point to motive and mindset. I'd say so. That was one of the earlier reports, the cartridges. And but wow, that's why it was so easy for officials to say it's a political assassination. I mean, in part. All right, records list Robinson as unaffiliated with any party and inactive in voting. And the university confirmed that he did attend one semester in 2021 as a pre-engineering major. And when we look back, the last question Charlie took actually came from a liberal TikToker about mass shootings involving transgender people. You can go pull that clip, and it's interesting. I don't know if ironic. So I mean, the timing of what he said and what was said and what was discussed, but they went back and forth like Charlie did. It's a great guy, man, great dude. Left, right, Republican, Democrat. You got to respect the peaceful dissent. You got to respect the invitation. Prove me wrong. Here's what I think. Prove me wrong. I'm open to it, or at least hear you out. So President Trump announced, like I said earlier, on Fox News, and that was before Utah's officials started briefing. He said that he hopes that the killer faces the death penalty. That's what the president said. At the campus news conference saw earlier today, FBI Director Kash Patel, he stood with the governor over there, Spencer Cox, who urged the country to lower the temperature and condemned political violence unequivocally. He said, one person is responsible and will be held account. Man, so that's the update that I have. I have some thoughts on it, but it's a developing story. And if all indications point, I mean, look, we're looking at a picture right now. I mean, everything's matching.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt who this guy is. I've been thinking about this all day since I sent you an article earlier. I don't know if you had a chance to see it. A sportscaster, a black female sportscaster, made a very, very solid point earlier in comparison to George Floyd.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to how the NFL and all these sports leagues handle it. You remember in wake of the George Floyd incident, there was all these paintings on the field, these moments of silence nonstop.
Oh, yeah.
And this was a guy who unfortunately was unjustly killed, but he was also a drug addict. He had mental issues. He was a criminal. But yeah, it was unjust. But at the same note, we look at Charlie Kirk, who is basically the white Christian.
He's the hardest demographic to be, a white male, straight Republican Christian.
Yeah. And who was unjustly killed by a criminal with mental illness. So it's like
coward. He was killed by a coward. Yeah.
Like we celebrate and we honor the lives of these people who really have not contributed to, and I'm not diminishing his death at all, but I'm saying we have someone who contributed, who made a difference in the world, who motivated millions of young people to get into politics and understand it. And we get pushback from the NFL and other people who don't even want to take a moment to honor him with a moment of silence.
That is somehow controversial. But,
like, tell me.
But the BLM movement wasn't.
So who are heroes?
But the BLM movement wasn't.
It's sickening.
But the difference is people that want open debate and honest debate and peaceful dissent and peaceful dialogue go against what the elites need. They don't believe in it. They need it. They believe in themselves. They need a two I'm not gonna say two party, but two sides to everything. That's how they control us. Maybe I'll get shot next for saying that.
Oh.
Who knows? All right, guys, stick around. Be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also broadcasting live on Rumble. Are we up on my X?
Yeah.
Hey, go to X. That's where we saw a lot of folks yesterday, but I do appreciate the guys on right now. Easiest way, go to rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show. Give us a little follow, but even if you don't follow us, you can see us. Hopefully I don't break your monitor. Hey, Jamie.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
Josh, talking with Janet.
JJWJ, Janet in the hizzy for shizzy. What's up, Janet?
I never can compete, Josh. Never. I don't know where I'm at. Which one? This one?
Yep,
Okay.
I think.
Never can compete with an intro like that.
That's all right, Janet. It's fitting for you. What you got today? Put a big smile on our face. Such a heavy
Okay.
week.
My husband asked if he had any annoying habits and then got all offended during the PowerPoint presentation.
Where's my bell?
That's a good one. Oh, guys, you know it's Friday when you hear Janet, our dear friend, just joking with a Janet.
Oh, thanks, Janet.
Yes, brought to you by Préjeans. Go check out those guys over there. A lot of great choices at Préjeans. Can't go wrong. All right, let's see here. I always like JJWJ.
Cracks me up.
Hey,
man.
come on,
Yeah,
now.
look, I always think she's gonna come with something goofy, and it's always hilarious.
a herring egg at one time or whatever it is. Okay, let's move on. Hey, you know who's pretty active over there in Washington right now?
Clay Higgins.
Congressman Higgins, my dear friend and buddy. Co-host once or twice on the show, I think.
Yeah.
2
couple
days in a
times.
row. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, great guy. I think, man, he might have a future in that if he ever wanted. I don't know. Who knows? Let's see. Chris Reed of KPEL. Oh, Chris, good job. He reports that Louisiana Congressman Clay Higgins, man, he's taking aim at people who celebrated Charlie Kirk's assassination online. It's not a carpet blank. It's not a one size fit all. There's his idea is limited. It's not being published that way. It's being reported as a carpet blank assault on First Amendment speech. And I don't think that's the congressman's intent, but he doesn't hold back on how he feels. If I'm wrong, he'll say it, and I'm okay with it. All right, so Congressman Higgins posts on X and other social media platforms that he will push for lifetime bans from social media for those who mocked Kirk's death. He also said that he'll seek to have businesses blacklisted aggressively and licenses revoked. This comes after Kirk was killed earlier this week, September 10th, over at Utah campus, Utah Valley, in an act that really did shock our nation. I mean, you even had international leaders opining on it. Governor Landry here in Louisiana also issued a statement of mourning. While the FBI released spec images, we saw that and offered a $100,000 reward before the arrest was made. Now, what Clay Higgins is reacting to is pretty sickening. We can all agree with that. But it's real. You know, there were people on social media cheering, mocking, celebrating that a young father, that a husband, and one of the most influential conservative voices of his generation was assassinated, was murdered in cold blood. Laughing, mocking, cheering. That level of sickness shows you where the radical left has dragged our culture. See, that two-party system that has consequences. It can shift, but that pendulum swings. But it has drug us in a culture that is incomprehensible 20 years ago. On September 10th, 2001. So, look, hey, I'm a free speech guy. I got it. You know, even the worst speech usually is protected in our country. But, you know, the congressman's arguing, or his position would suggest that this is a difference. This is different. You know, these aren't just random posts. They are cultural rot. And they're cultural rot that big tech has no problem censoring when it's conservatives talking about our faith or elections, the border, COVID vaccine. Y'all want me to keep going? Yet when it's a radical activist celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk, they're allowed to stay online. Oh yeah, that's cool. And that's all the congressman is saying. It's being reported as he's assaulting all First Amendment. And if you read the headlines, that's what you probably a reasonable person would believe. But you got to look past the headlines. The writers of those articles don't even write the headlines. Headlines are there to sell ads, get you hooked. But that's why Higgins is striking a chord. You know, man, I am telling you, it is not hard to see the double standard. That's for sure. It is not hard to see the double standard. I think this week showed us, you know, I think that most Americans are tired of it.
Even the ladies on The View spoke out about it, which was, hey, good for them.
Yeah, hey, always want to recognize good. Always want to recognize good. That's good.
Can't say the same for Representative Ilhan Omar.
What'd she say?
What'd she say?
Whoa, boop, beep. What'd she say?
Basically called him S-H-I-T, basically, is what she said.
Man, go back to your own country.
I mean, it's just, I've never seen somebody hate America so much, yet they're in frickin' Congress, man. What's wrong with y'all up there?
Is she from here?
Yes.
All right. I'll take back then.
Well, no, she's not from here.
That's what I thought.
No,
That's
she's
I'm
an
saying.
immigrant, but
Yeah,
she's
go back
here
to your
legally.
own.
She's
Go
here
back to
legally.
your own country. If you don't like ours, you immigrated over here. If you don't like it, go to hell back.
I mean, what other country are you going to get elected to Congress, lady?
Right, you ungrateful lady. That's not
all the nice words.
Yes, that's unfortunate that she said that.
Oh, and then Jasmine Crockett.
What'd she say? I missed all this. What'd she say?
Well, hers wasn't necessarily directed at Charlie Kirk, but in a committee hearing, she said something because there was a bill that was introduced, and it was named after a young lady who was 18 years old, raped and murdered by a 17-year-old illegal immigrant, right?
Okay.
Named a bill after her, and it was to, affect some sort of change. And she's like, this is just another bill named after a random dead person. Y'all come in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Random dead person, she says. Well,
Jasmine, let us just inform you, but for that illegal alien physically not being here, like literally had he not been here, then she wouldn't have died. Or not from him, not then and there. Maybe she gets hit by a bus or something. I don't know. But she definitely doesn't die in that way. Can we all agree? You can't. So if we can't agree with those facts, well, then you can't reasonably have a conversation with that person.
that's just who she's serving. Like, are you serving the American people?
Come on,
your
man.
people? Are you serving these folks who I don't get it?
I think she's a pawn. I don't think she's serving anyone. I think they have her for thinking that she's her own person. I mean, that's my theory. That's my theory. That's my belief. I could be wrong. Hey, prove me wrong. All right, guys. I'm going to honor Charlie that way. That's my thoughts. Now, prove me wrong. Call in 232-1542. That's my thoughts. I don't think she has her own mind. I think that I think she thinks she does. And I think the people controlling her want her to think that. And there are other people like that in Congress, and it's not by accident. Prove me wrong. 232-1542. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also broadcasting live on Rumble, rumble.com, like Rumble in the Jungle, man. Go check us out. Search the Josh Guillory Show. You can see us. You can also chat us, and we want to see you. Hey, man, we got a special guest in the studio, Chad DeSarmo from the Lafayette Parish School Board, but he ain't in that capacity right now. He's here, my buddy Chad, which I knew you before you were in, and I got to know you a little bit more when you were running, so I really appreciate anyone's service to any government, any people. School board, man. Whew, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
They said, I didn't want to get in politics. I wanted to run for office. So I got both. So.
Yeah. Oh boy, do you? Every decision you guys make, and to all our folks listening across the country, outside the Acadian area at least, man, every decision y'all make touches someone. I mean, it affects someone.
Yeah, it could be many people, and at different levels as well, because you have your kids.
Yeah.
Level. You have the teachers. The Lafayette Parish School System is the largest employer in Lafayette. So
Wow.
we have
That's
the
right.
most employees. So we touch the employees, and then of course you touch parents, grandparents,
And so on.
yeah, it just continues.
But look, Chad is actually joining the team, the Josh Guillory Show team, man. He's going to help us out. He's also responsible to managing ads. So if you have any advertisement needs or if you want to get your company out there, we do live remotes too. Look, if you have an idea, just give us a call. Chad, how do they get in contact with you?
You can reach me at 337-962-5335.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're still getting email and stuff set up, so we're a little bit on the infant side of the email, but I will be out and around.
In the meantime, you just send your emails, jamie@joshguilleryshow.com, and I'll make sure he gets them.
Chad, we've been on the air 18 months, and I just found out that Jamie has an email to the show. Yesterday.
You know we got a website too, right?
I do know that. Yes. And we want to see you on it. Hey, thanks, Chad.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
everything.
Man, y'all give Chad a shout out, man. So happy he joined our team, and I know a lot of value will be added.
Catch him at the Karen Crow game tonight.
Yeah, he's gonna have koozies, right? Go get you a Josh Guillory Show koozie at the Karen Crow,
Grab those for him.
the open air Crow Dome, baby.
Yeah, versus LCA.
Yeah. Versus LCA.
Be a good game.
Woo! Chad, you're gonna have to give the LCA folks some koozies too now.
Not biased.
He's not biased. Hey, listen, yes, absolutely. All right. Okay, guys, let's open up them phone lines, baby. My favorite part of the whole show. 232-1542, 844-766-6607. All right, who we got, buddy?
We have got Renee.
Renee. What you got, Renee? Bring some truth, baby.
Well, I mean, the preaching, they're trying to vote for the right people, they're trying to do the right thing. I mean, we still have these insane people voting for the Omars and the Lil Nas and Chief President and all these insane people that mess up the country. I mean, it's going. One of these days, they're going to kill too many of the wrong people, and we're going to have America Spring like the Arabs had an Arab Spring. It's time, too many people getting away with too much stuff. If that happened to George Soros and his gang, the estrogen monkeys would be out there having protests every day.
That's what I said yesterday.
What'd you call them? The estrogen what?
Estrogen monkeys. Not to be racist and not to call the good
think that's
Republican
sexist.
women.
I think that's
Estrogen
sexist.
monkeys.
What's worse though? What's like in political correctness
The
world?
purple-haired meth monkey.
Oh,
I was
okay.
at the
Well,
hot sauce
I just
plant,
want to
and
see
they
the
were very
hierarchy in
sexist
woke land.
with me.
What's he?
They're very sexist with me at the hot sauce plant. The man with minority. They tell us if we have an argument with them and it has an argument on how to make the plant work, don't argue with them because it could turn it into sexual harassment. Just get a supervisor. Women, a majority at the hot sauce plant, man and minority. They were bullies. They were nasty. They were ugly to deal with. They weren't fun to work with.
Come on, Renee.
No.
All right. Did you have any of them that were your friends? Any of them?
Well, yeah, I had some friends. They had some nice ones. It's not. Life is not a perfect equation, even
Okay.
when you make an absolute statement.
Well,
There's always an exception.
I
That's why I
agree.
get mad when I'm trying to talk about women in politics. And your man hangs me up. I made an absolute statement, but I was trying to get analytical because life is
Renee!
never absolute.
What you trying to say? Get back in the kitchen. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, not absolutely. Einstein did that with his first wife. Then was college educated. He made her have 2 babies. She had all kind of talent. At least the woman in Belgium that did radiation testing got to use her talent,
Marie
and
Curie.
we are better for it. Anyhow, we can't touch her stuff because it's still radioactive to this day.
All right. That was a lot.
Thanks, Renee. Martha Jean, I'll find out if he's single.
Well, you got to fit the type.
She,
One day,
She
kind of.
would.
Well, yeah, she's kind of a chameleon in that aspect. Something about. Well, I'm not even going there. All right, let's
Big
go.
Chris.
This guy knows. Big Chris, what's up, Big Chris?
Well, I haven't called in for 2 days because
I know, I'm a little
so
having-
angry
Yeah.
that if I'd have got online with y'all would have had to cut me off. I mean, the rage. I still got the rage building in me. My secular side is fighting with my spiritual side, and I know Charlie Kirk would want us to forgive everybody. You know, right now, they caught him, okay, and Trump said he ought to have the death penalty. The governor of the state says that too, and I agree with it. I wish they would have it in public, and I'd drive up there to watch it. You know, I know we got to pray for his soul, but let God sort that out. You know, they took out one of the greatest men that our future would have had.
Yep.
This man, they're saying that he could have probably won as president, and he'd have been the great uniter, not like that old bummer that we had
Yeah.
a couple of presidents ago. He would have really been. That's what he did. That's what he was doing, and they killed him for bringing people together. So it tells me that this is not. It's spiritual. We're fighting principalities and spiritual crap right now. This is not human. I mean, you can't do this and have a conscience.
Yeah.
It's evil. We're fighting evil.
Yeah. Well, Chris, Big Chris, well said. You just encompassed a lot of what all of us have been feeling the last 2 days. And as we try to, I mean, look, we got to honor him by speaking truth. Don't be arrogant or rude or ugly or anything like that. And it can be tempting at times, but speak truth, but have open debate and say what you got to say, and the way we honor him is doing that and transitioning back to, hey, look, this ain't going to keep us down. And,
we have to forgive lest we be forgiven.
Yep.
And I understand that deeply. And I'm going to try and forgive him. But we also have secular laws, and let the secular laws do what they have to, because we can forgive, but you can't forgive people that keep killing.
Yeah.
Okay? If we don't do something physically, they'll keep killing. There has to be a deterrent. There has to be a punishment. And it's got to be, a government thing, not an individual person getting revenge. We have to do this. And I've seen the picture of the guy, 22, looks like a normal 22-year-old. And some people say, well, he's just a boy. No, he's not. He's a grown man.
Yeah.
He made grown man decisions.
absolutely.
We have to put an exclamation point on this.
Well,
And it needs to be done quickly.
I was about to say, I hope it's done fairly. I hope it's done promptly and justice is carried out swiftly, not one of these 20-year appeals process,
Yes.
30
Yes.
years
Yes.
death row where you're like, come on, man. Hey, Big Chris, I appreciate you. I know we kept you on a little longer, but you really did in your statements you really did summarize a lot of many of us on both sides of the aisle are still feeling, and we're going to feel that way for a while. And you said something that I really love and appreciate, man. You're going to try to forgive. I think that's all God calls us to do. We're not perfect. I mean, that's why we keep sinning. There's only one human, and he was divine. So, try, make that step. We have to forgive because God wants us to forgive, and that is a gift to us, believe it or not. So this shooter,
It's in the book. It's in the book. If you can't forgive, you can't be forgiven, and that's a big statement right
Amen.
now. Big.
amen.
And I'm going to have to wrap my mind and the heart around it, and I probably will forgive.
Amen.
I'll have to, because I won't be forgiven. I know I've done some crazy stuff in my life, so that's one of the things. Christianity holds you to a bar that you have to stay with that bar. You can't flounder, man. And
Amen.
it's hard. Even
Thanks, Big Chris.
people can do whatever they want.
We got to move on, Chris. Hey, Big Chris, thank you so much. We got time? Or we're
One
coming
more,
right?
one
All
more.
right, let's go to Norm. Norm! What you got,
This
Norm?
is the ever-curious Norm wondering about something, and I was thinking about this before the unfortunate recent events. If
Talk to me.
somebody don't like you, they call you a communist. Somebody don't like Trump, they call him Hitler. And do you ever notice that nobody ever complains about Stalin
Huh.
or saying you're a communist?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Hitler did a pretty good job, but Stalin had a longer time to do the evil that he did. And why is nobody asking about what he did? That's
good.
the ever-curious Norman wants to know.
I tell you what, Norm, I hadn't thought about that. Very good question. All right, Warren, stick around. We'll come right back to you, my man. All right, guys, we'll be right back. welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Acadiana. We're also broadcasting live on Rumble, rumble.com, but you can get to us through X and social media platforms, the Josh Guillory Show. We are streaming. Actually, we're streaming on my X account at Josh Guillory USA.
On both X's.
Man.
Josh Guillory Show, Josh Guillory
Well.
USA,
Whew, shoes.
Josh Guillory Show, Facebook, YouTubes, all of them.
Let me go check us out.
Man, go look. We got some app chats.
Let's do it.
Desi, oh, I'm sorry, man. He said I triggered his PTSD earlier when I said it's Friday. Hey! There we go.
That one?
That one.
Oh,
Billy from Church Point.
you need to put a disclaimer.
Oh, yeah, like News 15. Billy from Church Point said, purple hair meth monkey. Good show, guys. A bunch of smiley emojis. Oh, and T-Don. I'm sorry, T-Don. He said, I swear I'm running Martha Jean over if I see her topless at Four Corners in Cecilia.
Hey,
You and me both, T-Don.
Hey, she's frequented that area.
Look, she's waiting for that new Valero to open, so
Yeah.
she's a lot lizard, she calls herself.
You know on the on the where they do the alligators and the
Jennings?
swamp tours the swamp tours and all
yeah.
that. She was telling people that's her private property.
Lake Martin?
Yes.
Right, she was telling people she owned that tower
Right.
castle thing.
Oh my gosh, yes. If you know, you know.
She's
Wow.
crazy.
Man, she gets around though in more than one way. All right, so let's go to Warren.
Warren gets around.
Warren gets it. Tell me, Warren. Tell me what's going on.
Well, you know, this one person has died, but how many people are wounded? You know, he's left up kids
Yeah.
behind. Even the little punk that did this, his family's destroyed. His dad was a honorable sheriff's deputy, from what it sounds like. And you know, so let us count the ways that the Democrats have learned to kill and destroy us. You know, it's a crying shame, but you know, he don't like nobody. They made him mad. They made him a hater. And now he's going somewhere where the worst people in the world are going to be, and they're going to like him very much at 22 years old. You know, he's got a hard road ahead of him. I would suggest to him he's another one needs to save his mayonnaise.
Warren, he's making a sandwich. He needs. Let's go to the GOP in Congress.
Okay.
Hey, man, grand old party. Well, I don't even know if we have enough time. I'll just say it. Okay, so basically the Republicans on Capitol Hill, they are calling the Democrats out. And look, you're going to see a lot of frustration. I mean, basically you had a whole bunch of Congress men and women go on the floor and I'm not going to say berate, but definitely showed a lot of emotion, blamed them for their rhetoric, blamed them for inciting violence, blame them for motivating a lot of. I mean, Warren took it to the next level, but to a degree, you know, they condition, they indoctrinate, and they do. And our callers today have so far made some really good points, drew some really good comparisons to recent history. You know, nothing against George Floyd, but do we just objectively go look at the BLM movement? It had nothing to do about making black people's life better. It was about that money,
Paper.
make it rain.
Make that bread.
That's right. We need a couple more houses for my execs. Execs.
For your what?
My execs.
All right.
Moving on. All right. So they're going at them, and you know, I think we're going to see that a lot more. Hey, I experienced the news live with you. Me and Jamie experienced that. When we came in on September 10th, we reported that Charlie had been shot and was in surgery in critical condition. And on this air, we together as a family, as an audience and hosts and all the things, we in live time reacted to that together. And I was heated. I had to calm myself down.
And I'm still kind of confused by my reaction. You know, I think you are too. I think a lot of us are.
Yeah.
I think we're all kind of surprised at how we took this. Like I said, Charlie Kirk was not someone I followed closely. I knew of him, but in this moment and just learning about who this man is, it's a defining moment. It is a turning point. Not to not to be cheeky, but it is definitely a turning point.
Mm-hmm. It is, and he is a martyr. And there's some people saying he's a Christian martyr too. I mean, the man was open about his faith. He's unapologetic.
If we can martyr someone like George Floyd, we can absolutely
Mhm.
honor someone and cherish as a hero who this man Charlie Kirk.
But these congressmen on the floor, they are calling. You read the story, right? I mean, they're comparing them. They're saying comparing the mindset of Marx, Stalin, Lenin, Castro. I never heard of Pol Pot or whatever. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I know.
POL, POT. I don't know. But Senator Urs over there on the floor added that when the left can't win the argument, their answer is violence.
Yep.
Representative Nancy Mace flat out said Democrats own what happened today. Kind of building on what Congressman Higgins has said. There's a lot of venting up there on that, but those things need to be said. I'm not against that. Those things need to be said, and I hope objectively our Democrat friends that are in leadership, not the folks, I'm talking about the leadership. I do hope you're being objective when you're listening. If you can't listen to the numbers in your party diminishing, come on now. All right, guys, I'm getting the hand and arm signal. We'll be right back. Hour number 2. afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show. Man, I remain your very grateful host. Maybe more so today than since we've been broadcasting.
Is that right?
I'm serious, a heavy week, you know? And in that voice over there, he's still with me, my main guy, Jamie Angel.
What's happening, everybody?
What up?
It's Friday.
Hey, man, thanks for not leaving, you know? That's good.
Not going anywhere.
You know, let's go back to that topic we were talking about earlier. And we ended on hour number 2 about the GOP. So I saw Alternet, which is a publication. They're reporting that, you know, all these GOP congressmen, they're backing up the fire we just saw with Congressman Higgins. Remember we talked about that. Congressman Higgins wants to go pretty hard on some folks that are basically abusing social media to as it relates to Charlie Kirk's assassination. We covered that. If you're on Rumble, go back last hour. We went into detail with that, more so than now. Congressman Bob Onder of Missouri said on the House floor that everything has changed. Everything has changed. I mean, these are congressmen. These are, in this case, the House. These are House members. And they took to the floor. He declared, this is Congressman Onder, again from Missouri. He declared there is no longer any middle ground. He called the left's ideology pure evil. Now, he's not saying there shouldn't be middle ground. He's saying there are no longer. It's no, and we've seen that coming. He compared all of it again to that mindset of Marx, just pure evil. Pure evil. Stalin, Lenin, Castro, all these guys. We talked about Senator Ernst. He joined in too. He added that when the left can't win their argument, what do? Huh? It's Joni.
They use violence.
Yeah, that's what they go. And I saw what Nancy Mace wrote. Democrats own what happened. That was on September 10th. Own what happened today. Now, again, going back to what Congressman Higgins said, vowed, okay? And we're going to build off of that real quick. You know, current conservatives, I think all our callers, most of our callers said, Big Chris said it for sure. You know, there's a lot of anger. A lot of folks angry right now. A lot of folks in our country drawing a line right now. And I don't know what that means. Just remember, God keeps it easy. Love him, love each other. Remember, Higgins promised to go after those who celebrated Charlie Kirk's murder online. Onder is saying that the quiet part out loud, basically. He's just saying what a lot of folks are thinking. This ideology is evil. And he's calling it. And it is evil. The ends justify the means. That's not a right-wing mindset. That's some of these guys I rattled off. Karl Marx. I mean, she's saying, I'm telling you what millions of us feel. We can't even debate anymore without even being threatened. You got a different view, you feel strongly on it, that's fine if you're on the left. But if you disagree and you're on the right, first of all, you get demonized in the media, and they have blood on their hands. If you upset the elites, well, then the DOJ may come after you or some other arm of the law. We can keep going on and on. Someone on the left, though, no big deal. And Mace is placing the blame where it goes. Democrats who fueled this atmosphere. How many Democrat leaders, elected officials, brewed this, stirred that pot, told them to get in people's face, disrupt them at dinner, civil unrest? Which ideology is calling for that? To my friends that are still identifying as Democrat, that can't be what you stand for. I have friends that are Democrats. That's not what they stand for. But that is, like, you gotta admit this. That is what the leadership in your party is pushing. But you can put all of this together. You kind of feel a little shift going on. I mean, every year 9/11 kind of stirs some national emotion. But to have this political assassination 24 years after the horrific terrorist attacks of 9/11, who would have thought that 24 years later we'd have this domestic terrorism and shooting a guy, a husband, a father, a leader, an American, a neighbor, a citizen, a human, shot him for his opinion. So yeah, you can feel a little shift. I don't see, and I'm not saying conservatives should shrug it off. You know, the assassination of Charlie Kirk has become a rallying point, without a doubt. Without a doubt. But we've discussed this all throughout the last few days and on other shows too. This whole disaster, this whole just sad situation is way bigger than one human. It's about whether we as a country will tolerate a political culture that excuses violence against political operatives. So far, we see the left doing it to the right. I don't care. We can't go back, but we can stop now. And us conservatives that are extremely taken back by this, it's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel confused. It's okay to feel all the feelings we're feeling. Yes, and it's okay to feel scared. But it's what we do with that fear that makes us either heroes or cowards. What we saw on September 10th was a coward, someone that couldn't regulate their feelings, couldn't debate, couldn't use their mind, didn't seek peace. But we have a choice to seek peace. And that doesn't mean weakness. Yeah, look, the death penalty's in place. If it fits, the prosecutor's going to go after it. How does it not fit? So A equals B, B equals C, A equals C. Okay. It takes a minute, but it doesn't have to take 30 years. Now, that's something else that needs to be addressed, not just with this incident. But has anybody ever asked, why is it so much emphasis on the shooter's feelings and so little emphasis on the victim's pain? Why do we go out of our way to make sure they're okay? And I don't think that's going to be the case here. Governor seems to be doing good over there. All indications. Hey, also I want to clarify. I was wrong on something. That university is not a gun-free zone. You can carry open carry, or you can permit. You can't open carry, but you can have a permit. And please forgive me for reporting that, but it is based on an assumption. Every Louisiana university I go on is gun-free. So I started digging a little bit. And did you know what I found out?
That's just here.
No, Utah, well, I don't know.
Huh.
But Utah apparently is more pro-Second Amendment, at least on their college campuses, than the Deep South Republican state. Like, can y'all believe that? Can you? Come on, guys. I didn't know that. I assumed all of them. But
I thought we were a blue state.
Well, let's see, guys. 40% of our state's on Medicaid, okay? We can't seem to get the tax situation, the insurance situation right. We love big government. We love centralized government. You sure we're Republicans? We gave the Democrats a seat in Congress. Doggone it, I wish I had more time. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We are also broadcasting live on Rumble, rumble.com. Man, go check us out at Rumble.com, the Josh Guillory Show. You can also go to all the socials that we have, and you can go to my ex at Josh Guillory USA.
Yep. Hey, changing the subject just a little bit, lighten it up. You got any plans for the weekend?
Plans, college football, and then I'm watching the Saints hopefully win.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, man,
49.
listen to me. We're only one game away out of the division. We're tied for first in the wild card, and our end zones are finally painted.
At first, I thought, maybe they're jockeying for a high draft pick. They're going to try to get Arch Manning in the draft.
Oh,
but
then yeah.
now it's like, ooh, maybe not. Maybe
Poor
he's
Arch,
not
man.
the guy.
Poor Arch. Poor man. His first game is on the road in the defending national champs at Ohio State. But then you can flip side and say, hey, buddy, how much NIL money did you get? And this is your third year in the program.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the best of the best. But hey, if you're looking for something to watch this weekend, you and Jamie especially Jamie, got to watch this on Netflix. It's called Unknown Number: The Wild Twist of the Catfish Case. Like, it's something about a catfish case. But I watched it this week.
So hold on, how do I explain this to my wife? Because I've got to remember all this. So, hey, babe, listen. Jamie wants us to watch a Netflix documentary on a catfish.
It's about this kid. These kids are getting these vile text messages and from an unknown number. And long story short, turns out it's one of the kids' moms that's doing it.
Come on, man.
Oh, it's crazy.
Is this real?
Yeah, 100% real. It is insane, like some awful stuff.
Come on.
Go check it out if you have time.
Man.
It's
Wow.
definitely memorable.
Wow. Okay. Any other?
That was it.
Okay, that's good. All right, it's gonna be hot.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be hot. But it's because of that high pressure,
You do pay attention when I talk.
All right. Let's move on to guys, this topic right here. It might get warning. It might get your blood boiling a little bit. All right, Fox News reporting that unearthed emails have revealed just how deep left-wing influence runs in our criminal justice system. We kind of suspected it. We knew that. I don't think you need to be, paying attention every single day to at least feel it. A new report from the Law Enforcement Legal Defense Fund shows that a group called the Wren Collective, that's spelled W-R-E-N, likely after a Supreme Court case, if I had to guess, has been quietly writing. So this group, Wren Collective, we knew these liberal DAs across our state and our country, probably more so our country. I'm sure there are a few in our state. I don't know, but there's definitely enough in our country to notice. And in fact, I'll give you some stats. So we're talking at least 40 prosecutors, district attorneys in 22 states. In 22 states. That's 40 DA offices in 22 states. Many of those elected DAs backed by, George Soros. Using this outside group to shape everything from bail policies to, watch this, plea deals. And if that's the case, there might be some issues. The courts may be very busy if those plea deals were influenced. So here are the key facts here. So the Wren Collective, very new, relatively new organization. 2020 is when it started. It was founded by Jessica Brand, a Texas attorney. I'm sure she's extremely conservative. It is a for-profit firm, but it operates like a shadow policy shop, and that's the key here. They've been caught sending model policies on abolishing bail. Nothing wrong with communicating on what people think should happen, okay? But there's a line. They unearthed emails discussing reducing jail populations, creating do not call lists for police officers. Like, that's how you're fighting crime? And who's on the do not call list? Like the really bad criminals or like the not so bad criminals?
I tell you, just get Senator Cassidy to write a blanket prescription for weed for everyone, and then it'll solve most of the drug issues.
Dr. Cassidy, we need you to talk to Dr. Abraham.
He can't just do it himself.
Oh, hey, yeah. Listen what he's asking the Surgeon General. Hey, buddy, you're a doctor. Why don't you write one? I get it. It's a Surgeon General. I get all that. All right. But that is a new law in Louisiana, that position. So we should look into that. But all these guys, all this group, the Wren Project, or whatever it's called, or collective, the Wren Collective, basically is the idea, the think tank behind all these soft on crime agendas. We're talking about prosecutors right now, DAs, things like that. But it goes beyond that, the civilian authorities too, those mayors, those governors, that means some of those councils, those legislatures. The Law Enforcement Legal Defense Fund found that Wren staffers were not just consulting. They weren't just advising. They were actually embedded inside district attorney offices. Now, we're down here. We got some conservative DAs. All right. There's a few of them at least. I think there's a lot of them. Now, what if they had conservative operatives operating in their office? What would happen?
Probably clean up a lot of crime.
You're right, actually.
Probably solve a few problems.
You just gave two solutions in this segment. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, man, that's it probably would clean up some crime. You're right, but the left's heads would explode. We know that. They were inside there, inside campaigns, inside crisis communications. These are the guys, like when there is something going down, you need to calm the public. These are the guys that are advocating for the bad guys. Even came out that they drafted talking points for interviews that these guys would do with CNN. Dude.
Now look, there's a place for crisis communicators.
Sure.
Like, look, especially you need them, but not when they come in and just upend the narrative and start pushing these left woke progressive policies.
Just don't be political.
Don't. Good luck with that.
Yeah, it's hard, but try not to. So documents obtained through public records requests show prosecutors signing NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, with Wren to keep these relationships hidden. I wonder why. Among the names tied to Wren, Mayor Boudin.
What?
Mayor Boudin in San Francisco.
Boudin.
And Jose Garza in Austin, all prosecutors known for what?
Her name is Boudin.
That's what you think I'm joking?
DA Chesa Boudin.
I said mayor. I'm sorry. DA Boudin.
What?
Yes.
Huh.
I know my Boudin.
Gotta call our friend Mayor Jan Scott and tell him about DA Boudin.
We should. Yes, Mayor Jan. Come on, my dear buddy, my battle buddy. I love Jan Scott Reese. I love all our mayors here that are practicing conservative philosophies. I know 5 in the parish. Let's see here. Yeah, all those guys, by the way, those 2 that we just announced, prosecutors known for targeting cops, by the way, while letting career criminals walk free.
Don't eat that Boudin.
That's not the Boudin.
That's that cauliflower Boudin.
Don't eat that Boudin.
Don't eat that Boudin.
Eat the Louisiana. Eat the ones down in Scott, Louisiana.
San Francisco Boudin probably got tofu in it or something.
All right. This is outsourcing justice, and it's outsourcing justice to political ideologues that are actually writing policy. You know, think about this though. Even our left-leaning listeners and viewers, think about this. Voters think they're electing a local district attorney. There's a lot to say to that, you know? But look, we'll cover that and so much more when we get back. We'll wrap up this topic. Phone lines. Finally, Jamie, open them back up. 232-1542, 844-766-6607. We'll be back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the Cape Hill Studios here in Acadiana. We're also broadcasting live on rumble.com. Go check us out. You can also go to my X page at Josh Guillory USA and all of the show's social medias. But go to Rumble. It's so easy. All right, my favorite part of the whole program. The phone's 232-1542. Or look at that number right there on Rumble, 844-766-6607. Getting really fancy with those graphics over there, Jean-Gel.
Yeah, you like that?
I like it. All right, who are we going to? Justin. What's up, Justin? Thanks for calling in, man. What you got?
Not too much. I was listening to what y'all was saying about Clay Higgins wanting to, basically do cancel culture on anybody who, says anything about Charlie Kirk and all that. But I would advise him to take a little look in the mirror because, he was one of the ones that came out right away and said, it's a Democrat, let's get him. And then it turns out that it's not.
All right.
So
yeah. Hey,
I think the whole way around, everybody needs to tone it down because, you got the president does it, you got Democrats that do it, you got Republicans that do it, you got talk show hosts like the one who's on in the morning does it. And somebody else is going to get killed. I mean, it's either we change or this is our new way of life. That's the bottom line.
I'm hugging you, I'm high-fiving you, and I'm agreeing with you 100%.
Not wrong.
Man, look, we got to be able to agree without being disagreeable, much less shoot each other. My goodness. And look, let's do what Justin said, man. That's exactly what Charlie Kirk would have wanted us to do. And there's so many other people that want that. There's more people that want that than don't. So control what we can control. And we all can get heated, but man, it's got to stop. We got to be able to bring our strength as Americans has always been our individualism and our intellect. We're giving our individualism away to select elites, mainly in the form of government, but as we see, it's expanded. So don't do that. Instead, be yourself, be an independent thinker, but be kind. And Lord knows I have to work on that. Everybody does. All right, let's see here. Who are we going to? Renee. What you got, Renee?
Yeah, but I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube and also watching the history of Islam, which I can compare a little bit to communism. There's some similarities. He claimed that most of the Islamic countries at one time was Christian, but I don't know, maybe their flavor of Christianity was weak and they got overran. The thing is, we could keep on being nice, but the other side's not going to be nice. It's not in their MO. It's a history from Trotsky, Vladimir Lenin. Communism has infiltrated America. That would be ironic if after the Soviet Union died from Ronald Reagan's effort that the Soviet Union avenged itself from its efforts in the Cold War and destroyed America. That's insane. They're not going to stop. I mean, I don't know what to say to be nice. It's in the history books. Know your history. They're not going to stop. It's not in them to stop. It's not in their MO.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, look, thanks, Renee.
To America. It's a good book to
I appreciate it, Renee. Hey, law enforcement has to fight this. I don't know what else to say. Hey, guys, we give a lot of people in this country a badge and a gun. I love those guys and gals. I think a lot of you guys do too. Let's put our faith in them, and they'll put our faith in God and pray for those that are entrusted with that sacred duty of arrest power and fatal. You can kill somebody with a gun and a badge.
Maybe respect it a little more too. Like all these calls to defund the police, that's the last thing we need to be doing.
Yep.
Like it's bad enough out there, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad enough. We need to get back to some civil obedience.
Really, these law enforcement officers, man, they put their lives on the line. I don't need to preach to the crowd here. I get it. But, maybe increase their pay. Maybe make it more incentivized to be a law enforcement officer. Those guys do it because they're called to serve, but we as a society should make sure that they have, the best pay that they possibly can that actually meets, the demands of their job. And the demands these days are high in cities that ignore that are cities that are going backwards. I'm telling you, it's a slow bleed, by the way. Slow bleed. But a bleed nonetheless. All right, where we going with this?
We are going to this caller.
All right, caller, you are live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Bo on the road, and I'm calling from the road. But I think one thing with the law enforcement is they have the power to arrest, and as you say, if they witness a crisis, they can do something about it. But you talk about that person who burnt that couple to death. He had a rap sheet as long as a small novel.
Yeah.
The man that slit that refugee girl's throat in public transit and brutally murdered her.
Yep.
He didn't care at all about being arrested because he'd been arrested constantly his whole life.
Yeah.
He didn't think it was him.
I don't think we can understand the political violence in this country without understanding the context of violence in this country and the failure of our legal and judiciary system to deal with people who send a constant message their whole life that our values, based on the Ten Commandments, but also based on a lot of other things, that the sanctity of life, and that we're willing to, ironically enough, do violence to protect that. They make a joke of the whole thing.
Yeah,
and they do it for decades.
It's sad. It's sad to see that. Man, thanks, Bo. Appreciate you. Be safe on the road. Thanks for calling in. Yeah.
You ever notice how I was going to make a point here.
Make
but, I lost it.
All right, that's okay. Hey, man, he's look, that was a lot of points that a lot of folks are thinking, and political violence, we gotta stand against it as civilians and as citizens, as neighbors, and look, we've got to support law enforcement. They have enough to deal with. We don't need to bring politics within departments, and that's across a lot of agencies. I'm just saying, in this country, we hand out a lot of badges and a lot of guns, okay? And that's to protect society, protect us. And it's a new war. This evil will find a way to try to cause damage.
I remember my thought, and it was none of this. We never saw stuff like this before social media. I mean, honestly, think about it. All these schools, like all of this stuff, all this hate online, like we were not exposed to this before social media. Now it's just so easy for everyone to just spew anything they're thinking at any given moment. And that's the normal now, is that everyone can just say how they feel, which great, Second Amendment at its finest, but it's really I feel like it's starting to poison us.
Yeah. Just let's point something out. You're right. Social media, everybody can be informed, all instant. I just want to put in perspective why the media, the mass media, the legacy media, the mainstream media, your local media for sure, that's what they're competing with. And it's a business. They have a business model, and it's to get the news of the day. And they sell ads on that. Well, they're at 5, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock at night, or 9 o'clock, or whatever. And then they have their online presence, and that's morphed into something. But I believe understanding and almost, it's hard for me to give them sympathy. But I can give empathy and try to give some context of what they're dealing with and why they say what they say or don't say what they should say. It's not the media that we saw 10 years ago.
They're feeding a beast, though. They're giving people, and I hate to say it, but we're at fault too, because we watch it, we buy into it. We feed the beast, they feed us, and it's just a cycle that it's hard to see how it's going to break.
Your local. Well, I'll get into it. I'll move on. All right, guys. I just seek truth, man. That's why can't the news just do that? Why don't you be unique, news? And why don't you actually take your time to be objective and take your time to actually maybe develop the news of the day in a way that's helpful?
share beneficial news. How about that?
That's what I'm saying. Beneficial news that my goodness. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Acadiana. Also broadcasting live on Rumble. I see you over there. I appreciate you very much, guys, for tuning in. Let's go straight back to the phone lines, 232-1542. Also, 844-766-6607. Let's see your caller. You're live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Chris from New Iberia.
Hey, Chris, what's
from
up?
Pineville, the good side of the river.
Oh, yeah.
Write him down. Chris from Pineville. From Pineville.
Oh, yes. Even with the crazy house, we're still the better side.
Oh.
On that. You're going back to, I think it's more than this, the media. Because look at the shows that we glorify today, like Yellowstone. Man, that was really an immoral family, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
And we glorify it.
Yeah.
And we want to be like them.
Yeah, but we had Dallas back in the
and-
day and Dynasty and those old shows.
Yeah, but they weren't taking them to the train station.
Oh, yeah, they were.
What?
That's right. You know?
Jamie, hey, Chris. Jamie says I'm wrong. He says Dallas was.
Dude, they
just
shot
a
JR. They shot JR.
They shot JR, and then
but
JR came back.
It was all a dream.
He did, but
This
we
ain't
did
Dallas.
shoot JR.
Yeah.
But we saw them as immoral people, and it was like it was a soap opera. But people want to be like Yellowstone. They want to be like what was the main ranch hand's name?
Dutton. John Dutton.
No.
Oh, yeah.
His name.
Oh, I know you're talking about that. Yeah. I can't remember.
Everybody, and they elevate him. They want to be like that, taking care of business and without the consequences. You got to protect your land no matter the cost.
Whew.
And there's no moral compass except for what benefits you in your own.
Hey, look, good points. Good points.
Is it Dell or something like that? I can't remember. His
Hey,
name.
but look, that man is from Central Louisiana. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Appreciate you, brother. Let's go back to Renee. Renee, what you got, bud?
Get back on what your man just said. You got stories like Weeds. A mom gets into the pot selling business. You got Breaking Bad. There's too many people that want to be like that.
Hey.
And I want to finish off with the violence with Charlie Kirk. It's not that far away. I mean, you could be somewhere going to business or going to like the VA, and somebody has to run their mouth about their political beliefs. And on the one hand, you want to be quiet because you don't want to have to fight nobody. But on the other hand, you keep talking about Trump is a pedophile, but what about your queen in chief, your little Nas in chief you had as president? It's just, and then they bring the violence by threatening you at work and stuff for your skin color and stuff. It's just a nasty world. I mean, we got to have a solution. That stuff of being quiet, I'm tired of being quiet. If I don't want to get locked up, I'm tired of being quiet. I'm not the one that's going to start it.
All right. Well, thank you. But look, Renee, you gotta. I get it. I get it.
We're mad.
Hey, man, all of us are mad. This is horrible. Can't go. You speak, yes. Vote, yes. Hold people accountable, yes. Violence, no. No one wins. Like, when we say things like we're fighting to save our country, when conservatives say we're fighting to save our country, I don't know what all that means, but I do know what it means. I know what it will take to lose our country. If both sides raise arms against each other, that's an easy way for something bad to happen. Okay? Just throwing that out there and just making it simple, just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? The other way is if we weaponize the DOJ, and it has to take both sides. And I got to be honest, there's some appearances of a little bullying, to say the least. There's appearances of a little bit of lawfare, even going on right now with Cash Patel and Bondi and all those guys. Maybe they can tighten it up on the appearance. Maybe the appearance is not right. Maybe the perception's incorrect. I don't know. I mean, you can't trust what the media says. I'm just going off of what you see. Going off the same thing you see with my opinion.
I'm just shocked that MSNBC has been able to pull themselves together for 3 days now and actually cover this news from a relatively
I hope you're
unbiased standpoint. And look, they took action. Somebody
Yep.
spoke
I'll give
out
them
and-
that. I'll give them that.
Well, they know. They know. Like, this was too much. This was
Yeah.
too much. They took it too far.
They created it. They helped create it. They helped create it. But we got to be strong. We got to be disciplined. Again, I'm not claiming to know the solution, but I know what's not the solution. And that's violence. We can't, I get it. Most people will listen to this. I would imagine it's not a thought. It might spout off a little bit, but it's not a realistic thought. But it wasn't, probably a lot of the 22-year-old little shooter's family probably didn't think he was going to go do that either.
I'm just like, kudos to his dad.
Yeah.
Who,
Yeah.
a sheriff's deputy, and he confessed to his dad, and his dad detained him. And just,
Yeah.
God, hopefully next week will be a much better week.
Yeah, but over the weekend, man, just, you see yourself talking with somebody that has a different political ideology than you do. I don't know. Maybe listen. Just see what they say. Just hear them out.
Take it with a grain of salt.
You definitely do that. I'm not telling you to change your values. Lord knows I come on here a lot on this microphone and probably share the same values with you openly and happy to do it.
Agree to disagree. You and I disagree on many things.
Yeah.
But we're still partners.
That's right.
Still besties.
Like you actually text Martha Jean back after 9 o'clock.
No, I don't. She better not be calling me after 9 o'clock.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, guys, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. We certainly appreciate you. Be careful out there. May God bless you.